presidential election is only a couple days away, but we're going to relive the 1992 election with Decision 92 trading cards. As you can see here, we get 8 cards per pack, and including a billionaire Ross Perot special subset. He was the third-party candidate against George H.W. Bush and Bill Clinton. We're going to relive these cards with Tim Stack, star of Son of the Beach. So, Tim, you ready to relive the 1992 elections?
Yes, I remember some things
Right.
from the 1992 election.
Exactly. So I have a bunch of these packs right here, and we can get a Ross Perot special subset card. So who doesn't want that, you know?
I was actually a big fan of him.
Right, yeah.
I actually really liked that guy. And I mean, he was not equipped to handle the media,
right?
At the time, but I was a big fan of that guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think he pretty much cost George Bush the election that year by him being...
I guess he did. I guess so. I guess he did. And I just liked, kind of that message. And then weirdly, I think I don't know that Trump would have happened without Ross Perot first.
Probably
maybe
not.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But did you collect?
He sort of set the tone of like, I'm a businessman, I can do this.
Right.
And,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Clearly, Trump said the same thing. And
right. Yeah, and look what happened there.
Anyway,
yeah. Did you collect baseball cards when you were growing up?
When I was really little, I did, and mostly for my bicycle.
Right. Yeah.
When I would try to get the motorcycle sound.
Right.
But I had other friends, and a friend of mine, he had a bunch of baseball cards, and when the family was moving in New Jersey, the family was moving, and they said, "Hey, John, what do we do with your old baseball cards?" And they went through, and and this was 20 years ago, he had something like, $11,000 worth of baseball cards.
Wow. Right.
I mean, he had some very valuable ones that he just put in a box.
Yeah, it's amazing. I know. But all right, here we go. And
okay.
I don't think any of these are going to be worth $11,000, but let's see. All right. So
you're opening a pack of Ross Perot baseball card trading cards.
Yeah, I mean, we can get one, but there's also a lot of like other, cards of different causes and politicians, like
sure.
I forgot how you pronounce this guy's name.
Paul Tsongas.
Tsongas, yeah.
Had cancer.
Yes, he did, and he ran for senator in Massachusetts, right here, or he was.
Yes, yeah. He was kind of an interesting guy. I don't remember much about him. Right. I just remember that he got cancer and I think had to drop out because he was too sick, and then died not too long after that.
Yeah.
I think.
And then, so must be a Paul Tsongas, because I got 2 cards of him back to back. So I got another Paul Tsongas card.
Yeah, that's the rookie card.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. And then we have Bill Clinton on the issues. And I remember, not to make you feel old, I couldn't vote in this election. I was a few months away from being eligible. So he actually campaigned on my high school in Queens.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so he came. Unfortunately, I wasn't one of the few who was able to be in the room with him. But yeah, he came to my school to campaign. Now we have I
had the only presidential gathering in a school I went to was whatever year Carter ran. That would be 1980. No, 76. 76.
Yeah.
Yes, and he came to Boston College. I would have been like a sophomore,
right?
Or a junior, maybe. No, sophomore. And he came, and of course, Boston College, especially back then.
Right.
It's such a hard school to get into now. It wasn't as hard then because I went there.
Yeah, of course.
But it was just like a rowdy Irish Catholic crowd. And Carter's on the stage with Teddy Kennedy. Right. And every time Carter started to speak, people were just like, "Let's go, Teddy." They would not, they just, in typical Boston form.
Of course.
Yeah, they're not going to let Jimmy Carter talk.
Right. All right, so now, of course, 1992 was the year of the woman, I guess, and that's Jane Fonda.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess campaigning for pro-choice right there.
Wow, still is.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, she's so great. She's something else. And you know what movie not to change the subject, but I just watched the movie Cat Ballou.
Oh yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
recently. It's just such a great movie. I mean, she was really good. She's just so hot. I mean,
Yeah.
and then movies like Clute and Barbarella
Oh yeah.
but Cat Ballou, man, if you want to watch a movie, Lee Marvin's performance in Cat Ballou,
Right.
it's just
Yeah.
one of the best.
I just remember the opening to Barbarella, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah. And then I guess rap music was a big deal. So we got Ice-T right there.
Ice-T, well, when you think rap, you think Ice-T in 92.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I guess he had a song about cop killer back then. And then
Did he really?
yeah, which I guess wasn't really what his thoughts were. It was, I guess, a story song, so it was a big deal. There's a big
I
article.
just remember Ice Ice. That's all I remember of his.
Yeah, yeah. And then there's some. Oh, here's a wild card. I guess it's a
Uh-oh.
flashback to the 1960 election, and that's Tricky
I
Dick.
remember that.
Yeah,
That's how old I am. I remember that.
right,
My favorite memory about that is that my parents were very democratic. My
right,
mom was like, she used to go to ban the bomb marches in the 50s
yeah,
and anti-Vietnam. And she was actually an alternate delegate to the 68 Chicago convention. I went to that convention.
oh
In
wow,
fact, I was in Lincoln Park when it got,
right.
we kind of, is it okay to talk about this stuff?
By all means, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So I was 14 and we were in Lincoln Park and you could see like, and trouble had already happened the night
right,
before. And my mother was there with our friends from Pennsylvania who had moved
okay,
to Illinois and they
right,
were really liberal. And the woman we wher staying with, her name was the Siemens, I think. And she you could see starting to happen. She starts to yell, and a guy in a raincoat comes up to my mother and said, my little sister was there.
mm,
He said, I think you want to get out of here. I
oh
think
wow,
there's going to be some trouble soon.
right,
And the woman we were staying with starts going like, F you to this guy, which I had never seen anybody act like any adult
right,
act like that. And my mother very wisely got us out of there. And as we were walking the car, which was parked way in the other side of like near Soldiers Field,
right.
all of a sudden the National Guard starts walking and we're sort of walking between them.
Oh wow,
And then the trouble starts behind us, tear gas and all that stuff as we were driving away. And she had some McCarthy stickers on her car and I literally remember National Guards people throwing bottles at us
oh
at
gee,
the car. Yeah,
wow,
crazy stuff.
wow, that is wild, and
Yeah.
things are still like that to this day
What
now.
brought up? Well, I can't remember what the card was you showed
Oh,
that brought that
the
talk.
60 election with
Yeah. So the funny memory about the 60 election was that my parents were very Democratic and our next door neighbors were Republican.
right,
And I wanted to be a Republican because I liked their buttons. They had like cool elephant buttons,
right.
that said Nixon on it.
There's
And the
the
Democratic buttons were like, yeah, something like
yeah,
that. And it was just like, I don't get an elephant. Why does he get to have an elephant and I get to
yeah,
have it wasn't even like a cool donkey. It was just like, you know, Kennedy, LBJ, JFK and LBJ. I remember, those buttons.
right,
So
yeah. And it's funny
it
because
was
like
pretty young. I was pretty young, but I do remember a bunch.
right, and it's funny because I wanted to be a Republican because of Michael J. Fox and Family Ties because he was
There you
I was
go.
speaking when I was younger, and then I realized, yeah, maybe not, but
Yeah.
and then we got future governor right there, Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
and that's when
Unbelievable.
yeah, he was on the President's Council for Physical Fitness.
Yeah.
So yeah, so everyone who had to do push-ups in school can thank Arnold Schwarzenegger for that one.
They're just now. This is going back. If you want to hear something funny, maybe I can pull it up on YouTube and you can hear it. When I was a kid, when the first President's Council on Physical Fitness was JFK, started
Yeah.
that,
Right.
and he started it with a song sung by Robert Preston, who was the Music Man,
Right.
and this was the song. If you can hear this, hopefully you can. Here it is. Robert Preston was called Chicken Fat.
Okay.
And hold on, I'm getting the ad for the NBA Finals.
Of course.
Okay, see if Now I got an ad for something else. VRBO. Okay, it's almost gone. Here it goes. Hopefully you can hear this.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Every morning, 10 times.
Right.
Now and then, that chicken fat back to the chicken, the chicken again. Anyway, you can look that up on YouTube,
Right.
but it's, yeah, that was the first President's Council on Physical Fitness. And I remember having to do that during indoor gym class or indoor recess or something like, you
Yeah.
remember you grew up in the Northeast.
Right.
So if it was cold or rainy out, you didn't go outside for recess and they would
Play that
make
stuff.
everybody do chicken fat.
Right. That's funny. And now, because two of my kids are now, hybrid model for school. My daughter has gym the last couple of days in the house, and so they'll play a video and just do whatever, and she has to do jumping
Right.
jacks in the living room or whatever. It's
Right.
pretty funny.
Well,
Yeah, watching her do
Yeah,
it.
in my day, it was chicken fat.
Yeah. Now it's probably fake chicken fat, right? Plant
Yeah.
based fat or whatever.
Well, you can't say fat now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's Lee Harvey Oswald's mugshot.
Oh boy, don't get me started there. I'm
Yeah.
a big JFK conspiracy guy.
Right. So he didn't act alone, right?
No, he did not.
No, yeah. All right.
I'm not saying he didn't shoot a gun.
Right.
I'm just saying he didn't act alone.
Right. All right. So that was the first pack. And let's see what we got here. What's missing from these is definitely the bubble gum. I wish there was some gum in these packs. But here we go.
It would be very fresh.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah. So here, the Democratic National Convention was in New York that year.
In 92. Right.
Yeah.
I remember that now. Yes.
Yeah. At Madison Square Garden. So
yes.
Right in the middle of the Knicks and Rangers. And then we have.
Is that when it was? It would have been during the summer, right?
Right. So yeah, it was over. Yeah. So the seasons were over then. Yeah. So now, back to the 60s of the debate, which I found out this week, which is pretty interesting. One of their debates was quote unquote was virtual. Like one candidate, I think it was Kennedy, was in New York or Boston or wherever, and Nixon was in California, and they had the moderators was in the one location with the crowd. So I know they were proposing to have like one of the debates be virtually time. So it's kind of interesting how 40 or 60 years ago they had one of those virtually.
Right.
Yeah.
And this week Trump wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And then he says he wants it again, and Biden, I think, has wisely said, "No, you passed.
Exactly. You had your chance." Yeah. First Ross Perot card. There we go.
Yeah, I like that guy. He's crazy, but
yeah.
And then he picked that Stockdale, who.
Oh yeah.
As much as my old buddy Phil Hartman had fun playing him on SNL, it was just a classic.
Right. Where am I?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was great. And like
and I think that I just saw last night that I think that was the most watched presidential debate ever.
Wow.
I think I saw that.
Right.
Fact. But the one the other night was the second most watched.
Second most. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And then here's a shot of a bunch of former presidents right there.
Everybody gathered, huh?
Yeah. And first ladies. So would be interesting, I guess, when Trump eventually does get voted out. I don't think you'd have a picture like that with Trump, Obama, Bush, and Jimmy Carter.
No, I was actually thinking about that. I mean, what's going to happen, assuming Trump loses and assuming he goes, which I'm not assuming that. So, but if that were to happen, if he were to leave in a peaceful manner, I was thinking, would Biden invite him back? Like, they're going to find a vaccine for this thing.
Right.
And I thought, would Biden invite him back to the White House, like to announce, look, we have this vaccine, it's safe. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. Because I know,
but I don't think he's going to go peacefully, and I don't think they're going to want him back.
So. No, definitely not. And I know, like, the outgoing president usually writes like a handwritten note, leaves it in the Oval Office, and can't imagine he's going to write a note to Biden.
No, he's going to spray paint something on the
Yeah.
wall.
Or leave a Big Mac wrapper or something. It's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously a big issue now is the Supreme Court, and that was a big issue back then. Clarence
That
Thomas.
was crazy. And here Biden is, I mean, Biden really controlled that,
Yeah,
and I was really into that. I was just, I do like government conspiracies. I said JFK earlier, but I also like, Iran Contra, and I find all that stuff just fascinating.
right.
One of my favorite writers who actually coined the phrase deep state
Okay,
is a guy. Hold on, what's his name? I have it. Hold on.
sure, no problem.
Where's the book? Here. It's called, it's this guy, Peter Dale Scott.
Okay,
And Deep Politics and the Death of JFK. It's I think, a fantastic book, but he goes into other sort of deep state.
right.
He calls, like, there's a whole world. Basically, it's not that crazy a theory. It's basically, there's, a lot of stuff goes on that we know nothing about.
Of course.
And every once in a while, something gets through that's not supposed to get through.
Yeah.
And that's what, JFK, that led to a lot of other things
Right.
coming out because of that. And Watergate, Iran Contra, anyway, it's interesting. So
Right.
I find it interesting.
Right. No, it certainly is. You imagine what those would have been like in like the social media age now. It would have been like,
Yeah, I mean, they still kind of are, but not like
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I was really into that whole Clarence Thomas thing. I've just
Yeah.
thought, like, and then he played the race card, even though he claimed to be, it's
I know.
he claimed to be the opposite of that. He played it. It's really interesting. So
No, yeah, and he's still there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And back to Ross Perot.
That's funny.
Yeah. Nice speedboat there.
On one of those Texas lakes.
Yeah. And you mentioned the late great Phil Hartman. Dana Carvey played him, and
Yes,
which was great as well.
he was great. Dana Carvey. Wow, man, that guy.
He was
just so talented and funny. His last interview on Stern was just fantastic.
Great.
He's really, really talented.
Yeah.
I've never met him. I mean, a bunch of mutual friends, especially John Lovitz, but I've never met him. I would really like to meet him sometime.
Right. Yeah, no, his impressions are just brilliant. Absolutely. And then the former vice president there, Dan Quayle.
Oh, Dan Quayle, potato.
Yeah. And then that was like the biggest controversy, I guess, that and the Murphy Brown thing, right?
Isn't it crazy? Like, that was a big deal. And now it's just,
And we got some of the issues, which you mentioned, pro-choice, which is still a big
unbelievable.
Deal. Yeah.
It's really interesting. And how that issue just, wow. And then just today they find out that this woman spoke to a bunch of, or at least two, anti-abortion student groups, and she didn't report that on her Supreme Court questionnaire. It just, that's the kind of stuff that drives people crazy and fuels these hearings and just perpetuates the conflict.
Right.
By hiding stuff like that.
Yeah. Because they look for every little thing, and it's.
Yeah. And if you go back to the election with Trump, Hillary would not release the speech she made to the Wall Street banks.
Yeah.
People just don't like that. They don't like Trump not showing his tax return. And now this thing with Trump and when was the last time you were tested? It's just, people don't like it. They don't like that.
No. And then you watch the debate the other night, and neither one of them answered a question.
Yeah.
Both sides.
And it's true.
Yeah, but thank God for that fly, because that saved that that debate.
Isn't that crazy? That is so funny. And his eye too. That was another.
Oh, yeah. And then we have former governor of your state right there, Jerry Brown.
Yeah, good guy, great guy.
Yeah.
Loved him. And I guess, did he run? Yeah, 92 he ran. He ran a really cool campaign, I thought. And then I thought he made it. I don't know if you remember that campaign at all. He would only take donations of $100 or less.
Okay.
And he went around and, like, instead of like staying in hotels, and he would stay at people's homes.
Oh, wow.
Like, everything was about, I'm
Yeah.
not playing the corporate
Card.
money game.
Right.
And, you know, if you remember back, he won the New York primary. And then all of a sudden, and this is not, I don't mean this to sound like it's a racist thing,
Yeah.
but all of a sudden he named, and he said, if I win, Jesse Jackson's going to be my running mate.
Okay.
Which was very capricious on his part and very short-sighted. And suddenly he lost support. Wasn't necessarily because the black thing, maybe. I also think a lot of people don't like Jesse Jackson.
Right.
Like, they, you know, has nothing,
Nothing to do
you know,
with color.
obviously his whole life is sort of about race, but it just seemed like he went from 0 to 80 in one flash, and then people realized, oh, he's not maybe as smart as we thought.
But yeah.
And the support went elsewhere. Where Clinton was really sort of, you know, such a consummate politician.
Oh,
I mean,
totally.
I mean, he just really
Yeah.
understood the game. A genius at the game.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And you mentioned him before. That's Admiral Stockdale.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
These cards are so funny.
I know. This is
Where did you find them? Were they on eBay or something?
eBay, yeah. But wait, this is a little weird, because that looks like Norman Schwarzkopf, and it says that it's Perot's.
It does look like Norman Schwarzkopf with a Desert Storm Parade.
Yeah. So maybe this is an error card. Maybe this is worth money.
It's an error. That's worth money.
All right. I'll put that aside. Yeah. And then who doesn't love this guy? Pat Buchanan.
Wow. That guy. He's still alive, I think.
Yeah. He ran it. Was it that year or the following year? I think he ran.
No, I think he ran and had a lot of Republican support in the beginning. You know, he was sort of your ultra conservative, you know, sort of your Ted Cruz character back then.
Right. And then got the president right there with sweaty armpits.
Wow. Hot day.
Which now, if we had one of these, it'd be, you know, all over, you know, CNN and Fox and MSNBC the whole day, you know, president's armpits, you know.
Yes. And if it was a woman with sweaty armpits,
oh yeah, forget it.
It's over.
Yeah. And then another, I guess that's another Pat Buchanan. Yeah.
Oh my God, what an idiot.
Yeah. So I took
his sister used to be on TV all the time too, and she kind of looked like, this is going to be politically incorrect, but she kind of looked like a trans version of him.
Right. Maybe they're the same person. He just put the wig on.
Maybe.
Yeah, I got that pack from the right side of the box. So yeah. Oh, and then there you go. Probably more sweaty pits right there.
Bush and Quayle out running.
Yeah. And I told him
not this year. You don't see that shot this year.
Oh God, no, he might be running to McDonald's, but that's about it. Tom Harkin. I remember this guy.
Tom Harkin was from Iowa or something.
Yeah, Iowa.
Like that.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes. And he was a big he was pretty far to the left. I think a big union guy, and somehow won in Iowa back when Democrats could do that.
Right. And then another JFK assassination card.
Yeah. Is the Umbrella Man in that photo? Do you know about the Umbrella Man?
No.
The Umbrella Man, there's a guy standing right at the spot where JFK is hit.
Right.
And as the limousine is coming towards him, he holds up an umbrella.
Oh wow.
You can see this on video. It's on the Zapruder film.
Okay.
He holds up an umbrella. As if that's not a signal.
Right.
And later he came forward, supposedly it was him. Yeah. Nobody's really sure. Nobody saw the guy's face. Nobody paid any attention at the time. He came back and later claimed that he was doing that as a symbol. He wanted JFK to see the umbrella as a protest
Okay.
to JFK's father siding with Neville Chamberlain for the Nazis.
Oh, wow.
Now, that's a long way to go.
Yeah.
And if you want you think JFK is going to know,
Right.
like, this is about your father, Neville Chamberlain.
Right.
Don't you bring a sign that
Yeah,
says,
exactly.
Neville, your father sided with Neville Chamberlain?
Right.
If you want JFK to get the message. Anyway.
Yeah, that's interesting. Wow. Not an umbrella. Huh.
No.
And then, so Bush on the issues. I don't really know what he's doing there, but it's about defense spending.
I know you don't see a sweaty armpit.
Yeah, not that one. No. I guess he wanted to cut the Pentagon budget by $50 million over the next 5 years.
I don't think that happened.
No. And then here we go. This hasn't changed at all. Republicans on abortion.
It's really interesting that they've made that issue, you know.
Yeah.
And then you find out today that Trump's therapy was made from
Stem cells, right?
trials from fetal tissues basically taken in abortions.
Right. So
how do they explain that one?
They have to keep their leader alive, right? So it's fine, I guess. And then you mentioned before, so it's Jesse Jackson.
Yeah.
The Rainbow Coalition.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then another Ross Perot. We got people.
Very good.
Yeah. And this is interesting. Wish it could be easier to see. The Electoral College, which was a big deal in the next election, and we all know you need 270.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see.
I wonder if those numbers have changed.
Yeah.
It's hard. I bet they have. I'm sure California probably has more.
Yeah, I think California says, I can't tell if it's 84 or 54. It's kind of hard to see on there. Oh, and then Boris Yeltsin.
Remember? Yeah, Boris.
Yeah.
Apparently he really enjoyed a cocktail.
Oh yeah.
Woke up to it.
Yeah. And then we got another Ross Perot card.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. All right, we'll do one more here.
Okay.
So, but on the outside of the pack, there's a special offer. Wonder if it's still valid. I could get a highly printed General Schwarzkopf and President Bush picture card. I just got to send $8.95 plus $2 postage. I'll try it. I'll see what happens, you know.
That'd be very funny.
Yeah.
If some, like, nobody ever bought them and still there. Hey, honey, we got a request.
Finally, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, another Jerry Brown.
How many years is that now? That's 28 years ago?
28, yeah.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah. All right, this pack is a lot of the same cards. So, yep. All right, I'll do one more because that's like a duplicate. Because I think there's only like 50 cards in the set, so you get a lot of the same cards over and over again. So here we go. Okay. Election of 1912. I'm sure you remember it well.
I was just born.
Yeah. So I don't know if he was a candidate or not, but yeah.
I'm guessing that would be a moose, something with Teddy Roosevelt, maybe?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the bull moose.
Oh, bull moose, right.
Yeah, the bull moose.
He was known as the bull moose.
Yep. That's interesting.
I think arguably, I'm saying arguably because Lincoln, but Teddy Roosevelt right up there, like America's best president.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I've read a bunch of stuff and seen a bunch of stuff, and that guy, man, he had balls. I mean, just, you know, the stopping the corporations and the monopolies and basically saying to Pierpont Morgan, like, I'll send the army to arrest you.
Right.
You think you're going to shut me down? I'm going to send the army after you if you don't dissolve. And they did.
Yeah. That's a leader.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you mentioned Lincoln right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we got Bob Carey with Jesse Jackson.
Bob Carey. Is he still alive? Bob Carey?
I'm gonna say
I
no.
don't think so.
I don't think he is. Yeah.
And somebody mentioned the other day his name came up, and did he marry an actress at one point? I'm gonna Google him.
Yeah.
Sarah Paley. I thought. No. I thought for some reason Sarah Paley was a writer on Saturday Night Live as his late wife or his widow. Huh. I thought for some reason he was with a movie star like
Right.
Who's the actress who was in like Urban Cowboy and Terms of Endearment?
Deborah Winger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they might have been together anyway.
Right.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Right. And then we haven't shown a Clinton card yet. So
there he is.
Yeah. And
wow.
Yeah. There's a lot of Pat Buchanans, but here this one's good because he bows out of the race. So at least that's good.
Yes.
Another Ross Perot.
Well,
so we love Ross.
Yeah, I did like him. I'm not sure I would feel the same now about a businessman, but
yeah.
Although Bloomberg, I thought did a great job in New York.
Yeah, I do too. Unfortunately, the guy who's destroying the city now can't get out of there soon enough. He's just a train wreck. Yeah, which it's funny because you look at like, growing up in New York and starting with Rudy Giuliani. That was the first election I was able to vote in. He was great.
Yeah,
amazing what happened to him now. It's so sad.
Something happened.
Yeah, it's really bad. And then another of the same pack. Okay, do one more here. He's like stuck together. They're so old. All right, another Ross Perot card. So at least we got that.
Same one.
Yeah.
You can sell the other one now.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So what have you been working on? Anything coming up?
I have an animated pilot at Fox that I'm kind of, it's gone into them now. So we're waiting to hear.
Oh, cool.
At least we're waiting to hear to get notes back. And then hopefully, we'll see. We'll see if they order it. That's the most exciting thing. And I'm working on some other stuff. I just did some acting. I did an acting job on a show on Netflix called Family Reunion.
Okay.
And that was fun. And did a small part. There's an FX miniseries coming up called The Old Man. Did a small part in that. And,
cool.
So staying kind of busy. I'm just really hoping this animated thing comes through.
Cool. Hopefully it works out. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you keeping busy during the quarantine?
Just, I playing a little golf and working and reading and watching TV. And I also teach a class at UCLA.
Oh, cool.
So, so that's gotten a little bit busy because I need to watch. This particular class is a writing for an existing show.
Okay.
And so I need to watch. Some of these people watch shows that I've never heard of.
Right.
And so I need to watch the shows so I can, at least be somewhat objective.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, ends on Yasser Arafat. Why not?
Who didn't vote for him?
Exactly. I mean, he had a good run there. But Tim, I appreciate the time.
Yeah, sure. This was fun.
If you want any of these packs, I'll mail them to you. I have a ton more.
I'm good. But thank you.